Hey everyone, I'm back and today we're going to be talking about The Matrix Resurrections, and this movie is directed by Lana Wachowski and it came out in 2021 starring Keanu Reeves. I missed this movie while it was in theaters and I forget why. I think I had plans to see it at some point, but that just never happened, and I thought this movie was pretty bad. And I'm a fan of the original trilogy. I haven't seen the Animatrix yet, and apparently that's supposed to be good, and I'll get around to it at some point, but this movie just did not understand what made the original films work as well as they did. And sure, I know a lot of people don't like the sequels, but you really do understand what the original films got right, even the Reloaded and Revolutions, those two and three. What those got right is highlighted after watching this movie. And this movie is pretty long. It's the longest Matrix movie. It's 2.5 hours long for no reason. And one positive that I'll say about this movie is that I wasn't all that bored while watching it. It was kind of nonsensical to the point where it was kind of entertaining because of how much they screwed everything up and how many things that just don't work about it. I was kind of just in awe, just watching it. I was like, what are you doing? This is horrendous. The action in this movie is bad. Too many close shots, too many cuts at points. There's no impressive fight choreography, and it's just people shooting guns, and it's not shown in any impressive way. And the music in this movie doesn't work either. And it just strips everything that made those originals work so well. The music in the originals is great, and it's very experimental in terms of how it was shot, and had some very impressive visual effects for the time. And that's just not in this movie. The effects in this movie are very noticeable. They just don't feel like they're a part of the environment. They all feel fake, and the only effect that I liked in the movie was the exploding apple. That was cool, and that was about it. The acting in this movie isn't very good. There were lots of recastings in this film, and I just don't feel as though they fit the role very well. The guy who was cast to play Agent Smith instead of Hugo Weaving, because it was originally supposed to be him, but there were some scheduling conflicts, and so Hugo Weaving couldn't reprise his role as Agent Smith, which I would have loved. Instead, he's played by Jonathan Groff, if I pronounced that correctly, and he just did not sell me as Agent Smith. I never once bought him in the role. He was way too goofy in ways that were unintentional, and he was just kind of annoying. Same thing with Neil Patrick Harris in this movie. He was kind of annoying as well. And this is a movie where you can't really talk about the plot, because if you do, you're going to be spoiling not only what happens at the end of the original trilogy, but also for the majority of this movie. It's just the first movie, but done all over again, because events between this movie and the last movie have happened, and so we're just going back to the Matrix. And the only thing that I can say that's not really a spoiler, I don't think, is that everything has been reset, in a way. There were also a lot of references to the original trilogy, and when they first started doing that, I was like, oh, please don't let this be the entire film, and yep, it's the entire movie. And also, the original trilogy exists within this movie, not as movies, but as video games. And we see clips of the original films just playing, but apparently they're just clips from the video games that were created by Neo. And I'm just thinking to myself, wait, why do they look so realistic and not like a video game from the 90s? Because it just doesn't feel authentic. You would have solved just so many problems with that if they were just movies in this movie's universe. That would have been great. That would have been much more interesting, and you would have lots of meta opportunities. It could have been Wes Craven's New Nightmare or something, or anything like that. You could have had so many things that you could have explored here, and they don't do that. And one of the biggest letdowns for this movie was the climax. I found it to be very anticlimactic. And it just kind of happened, and there was nothing satisfying about any of it. I was like, okay, that happened. And then the movie ends. And also there's a after credit scene that's like 30 seconds long, and it's supposed to be a gag, and it's cringe. I did not find that funny. It was just the dumbest thing ever. Did not need to be in the movie. And overall, this movie just failed to give me anything. Like, the performances weren't very good. The action is bad. The shots are too close and tight, and I can't really see the location too well. There are points where there's too many cuts, which was kind of annoying. The CG doesn't look great for 99% of the movie. I don't like any of the characters. I don't care for the story. The movie is, like, now newly established universe is stupid and doesn't make any sense. Overall, it was just a bad movie that you should not watch, and just watch the original three or just the first one, whatever you prefer to do. And with all that being said, I'm going to give The Matrix Resurrections a 2 out of 10. Thank you for watching my videos. As always, if you enjoyed this review, be sure to leave a like and comment down below you thought of The Matrix Resurrections, and my social media links. They will all be in the description, so follow me there. And last but not least, subscribe to be a part of Foley Nation, and I'll see you when I get my next review up, and that is going to be for Shrek. So look forward to that, but until I get that up, thank you for watching and have a great day.